The Dallas Cowboys training camp 2025. It's here. Is this another season of uncertainty? Is this another season of same song, same dance? Or is this something we should be excited about? Let's talk about it tonight on Monday Night Mic'd Up. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Cowboys Huddle podcast, your go-to spot for all things Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's breaking news, game day updates, insider rumors, or honest fan takes, we've got you covered. We're diving deep into the star every week, bringing you the latest and the loudest from Cowboys Nation. So hit that subscribe button, buckle up, and let's ride with America's team.
All right. What's going on, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy, G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton. And I'm joined with the Cliff Torno. Give it up.
What's up, folks?
What's going on, man? Glad you can join me tonight, man.
Always a pleasure, man.
How's everything going? Look like you're on the move right now.
Yeah. Just transitioning from job site to home, or temporary home, as I like to call it, being out here away from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Well, we hold it. The Cowboy Huddle podcast is holding it down until you get back, man. So, again, we
And I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You being here with us, man. So here we are. 2025 training camp is back. Give it up. Now, you just heard what I said. Is this one of those seasons of another season of uncertainty? Is it the same old song and dance? I mean, or should we be excited, Cliff? What are you doing? What are we doing today?
I mean, for me, it's always uncertainty, right? No matter what team you have, I don't care if you're the Kansas City Chiefs that have won, three of the last six Super Bowls. I don't care. It's uncertainty until week one actually happens. You see how the players react on the field, and every week after that, any given Sunday you can win, any given Sunday you can lose a game. I'm excited. I'm always excited for the season to start. I love what the coaching staff's doing. I love how they're doing their practices and their OTAs and going back to the fundamentals. So for me, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, I guess it's a combination of being excited and it is uncertainty because we hear Brian Schottenheimer talking a great game. Guys, I mean, he talks with this military voice. Yeah, we're going to get here in this place and smash, man. I mean, it's motivational. I mean, it's very motivational, but at the same time, there is some uncertainty because we just don't know. So, again, here we are, man. We are getting ready to start our training camp. And look like my man is then went through the matrix right quick, but I'm sure there he is. But yeah, you just went through the matrix for a minute, but you're back.
I did. It's a little tunnel, just like we got down in Dallas, man. Down there on 30, it's the same kind of tunnel and everything. So I knew for about 30 seconds or about 20 seconds, those would be like, yeah, I'm going to be freezing for just a second.
Yeah. Well, here we are, man. So yeah, the schedule. I mean, we know that the Cowboys are here. Let's kind of look at what we got right now as far as what the schedule is like for this first week. So on the 20th, the team arrived in Oxnard, and man, that's a great sight. Seeing the buses pull up, all the fans are at the hotel while they pull up. You get a chance to watch them, get off the bus and everything. So I mean, Oxnard is not really really big, but it's. I mean, they are a Cowboy city. Give it up for Oxnard.
They really are. They do a lot for the Cowboys organization. Whenever the Cowboys come to town, it's fantastic. I love to see it.
Yeah. So yeah, they have arrived. They're here. Today is the 21st, so I'm sure they get acclimated to their rooms and getting prepared. And as you can see right here, July 22nd is open practice at 11:45 in the morning, and you better get there early because the line is usually down. And it's a free practice, but it's just the line of cars that's lined up to get in. And so you want to get there kind of early. So starts at 11:45 on the 22nd, and on the 23rd, there's another open practice at 11:45 all the way up to July 24th, which is the Thursday. Then on July 25th, Oxnard, they have Oxnard Fan Night hosted by Visit Oxnard. This is really great where they host this the little fan night, and they have a lot of activities for all the fans. So it's a great. I'm a little upset. I didn't plan. I just didn't plan going this season, and now I'm kind of kicking myself because I didn't. But I never know. You never know. I might just catch something out there, maybe week 3 or something like that. Who knows? So, have you been?
Just let me know. I can just drive right over and
Yeah.
meet you.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll try to link up with you and tell you exactly what date. Maybe, hopefully, you're not as busy and you can come on up and we can probably do a live stream up there or something. So, have you been
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
have you been to one of the training camps?
Never, not once.
Okay, okay. Well, that's well, it's something. I mean, it's really great. It really is. I mean, I think they do more there, Cliff, than they do at the Star, man. I mean, they do more practicing there, in Oxnard. And more when they come to Frisco, it's more like a dog and pony show. They kind of do the little walkthroughs and whatever. And yeah, whatever. I don't like
Well, you
that.
got to realize. I mean, the humidity is it's such a difference, right? I never realized how different the humidity is, or how much different it is. The feel of the weather alone when you don't have humidity. It
Yeah.
doesn't it doesn't wear you out like it does in Dallas. And so I think that's the reason why you'll see a whole lot more practice time and everything going on in Oxnard during that time because of that humidity. And I promise you, I'm like 3 shades darker just in 2 weeks, bro. It's something different. I never tan like this in Dallas in 103-degree weather. I only tan like this here, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of liking it.
Hey, a tan without even trying to tan, right?
It really is.
So listen, but no, I understand what you're saying, Cliff. But at the same time, when they come to Frisco, they practice indoors. It's not outdoors; it's indoors. So no, yeah, we expect more. I really think if they would do away with the ceremony, we don't need the ceremony. Let's get into some practicing. So they go through this long ceremony, and the cheerleaders they have to come out and do their thing, and which is really cool. They always come out for ACDC Thunder. That's pretty cool. I like to see that. But, they look a lot better than the guys anyway. So, yeah, that's a good sight to see. But anyway, so
I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. But so here we are though. The thing about this is they had an interview on today. And I had to ask myself, Cliff, is this going to be another interview of ambiguity?
I mean,
With
you never know, right?
Jerry
You
Jones.
never know.
Uh, so here we are. We're going to listen to two businessmen speak on sports. That's where it basically starts off. But again, I just had to question. I was like, Jerry likes to use ambiguity a lot. He's say, "Well, I said this, but I meant that."
You
Okay,
know, like it's that's his mo and has been his mo for
yeah,
35 years. I mean,
yeah.
you can catch him saying one thing and then he goes back around the next hour and goes, "That's not what I said." Well, that's not
Uh,
what I meant.
well, it continued today. It really did continue today. Yeah, he carried on with his ambiguities and things like that. But I do want to share a little audio on the interview. They did talk about Trayvon Diggs, and one thing about they said about Trayvon Diggs said that when Trayvon Diggs did decide to go work out in Florida and on his own and things like that, overlooking his contract. Stephen Jones did say that he knew the consequences, so he was aware of it. So yeah, I know it. And I said this too, Cliff. I mean, we can't, people were trying to blame Jerry. Well, why would he do something like that? But as a football player, you have a contract to sign and you have a contract to agree to, and you have to abide by that contract. So before we get into this audio, what do you think about this Trayvon Diggs situation and being fined $500,000?
I mean, legitimately, you sign a contract. If you're making that kind of money, you should know exactly how that contract reads. It's
Mhm.
nobody else's fault. You can't go and go, well, I'm a superstar. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's not the way it works. You have a signed contract that states what you can do, how you can do it, when you can do it, where you're supposed to be, where you're not supposed to be. You do what you're supposed to do, and that's all there is to it.
So
Actions have consequences.
No, I totally agree. And even if you're not the kind that if you're so busy to where you don't have time to reach, that is what your agent's for. That is what your legal team is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Mm-hmm.
dropped the ball, and I'm sure basically whoever was is still it's gonna fall on Trayvon Diggs. So again, Stephen Jones did say that basically he knew the consequences. So again, you got to spend so many I guess hours or days at the facility in which he disregarded all that and did his own thing. And here we are, $500,000 fine. I could find something to do with $500,000, Cliff.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. I sure could. Hey, don't forget, this also happened to Zeke Elliott. Remember when he went down to, he went and trained in Mexico and everything like that. And I mean, he did the same thing and he learned, yeah, your actions have consequences. He was
That's
fine.
it.
I want to say it's about the same amount at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I say, he has a business to run. I mean, when it comes to Jerry, he has a business to run. And when you sign this contract, you have to go by that the agreement. So, hey, but let's get into this audio. Jane Slater, I think we're all familiar with Jane Slater. She's been pretty much kind of going in heavy on Jerry Jones. And she had some questions. I think the whole interview, the first part of the interview, Cliff, was about Micah in the contract, Micah in the
Oh,
contract.
yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this, but let's let Jane ask this question, and let's hear what Jerry and Steven had to say. It's probably about a minute long, but and you let me know what you kind of got out of this. So let's get into this video real quick, audio rather. Let's check it out.
When he decided he was going to train in South Florida, he understood what the consequences would be.
Jane.
Jerry, I was just curious because you know how these headlines can blow up. You said you don't always talk to the principals. In other words, David Mugoletta, Micah Parsons' agent. Why have you not spoken to him more directly the way you have Todd France or David Cantor in the past?
Jerry didn't speak to Todd France. And Jerry, as he said, doesn't speak to
Mm.
many agents. I do.
So what is your relationship with Mugoletta been so far?
We've always had a good relationship with Mulligetta.
What would you say?
And specifically, Adam speaks to the agents as well. So, but Jerry's typically, whether it's a coach or a player, speaks directly to the principal.
And I don't talk to the attorneys and all of the other stuff that goes on too. Now, it really wouldn't be time for everything if you did that. So I do talk to the principals.
We talked about the fact that sometimes we drag these out. I know last year you guys have disputed whether there was any rust with CeeDee Lamb when he wasn't here at camp. For those of us who aren't in the rooms or aren't talking to the agent like you are, Stephen, what's holding it up? Is it APY? Is it injury language? What are the little nuances that are preventing a contract getting done? Since you talked to Micah, which is something you guys have done pretty early on with the player, more so than you have in the past.
Well, first of all, we've always felt like it wouldn't, it's not productive to talk about any details about what's holding what up. I mean, obviously, we don't have a deal with Mike, and we have work to do. That's the only thing I would comment on.
Woo! Well, give it up for Jane Slater. so,
Well,
what
she
do you?
wasn't giving in, was she?
No, here the last couple of seasons, she's been kind of going in on Jerry and asking the questions I guess that we would want to hear, or what some of the things that we would probably ask. So what do you take on that? I mean, let's talk about Micah Parsons. Is it such a big deal right now? And basically what I'm hearing is basically that they still have Micah under contract and makes it sound like what's the rush? I mean, or there's some talk, but it'll happen when it happens. How do you feel about this interview right here?
Every year and every team struggles with this exact same thing, right? You have a player that's on their last year that wants a new contract, so they're going to do what they call a holdout, right?
Right.
I personally can't stand it.
Yeah.
Me personally, I sign a contract, I fulfill the contracts. I understand the contract's coming to an end, but even at that moment when that contract's coming to an end, I still have a job to do. I still need to fulfill that job all the way till that contract is up. Once that contract's up, then let's talk. But that's not the way this works, right? So we need to uh, make sure that I don't know they get what they. It's hard to explain.
Well,
They want a new contract. They're not going to play. I don't agree with it, but that's the way it works right now.
but Micah, right now, I mean, I think it's more of the reporters that's trying to make a big deal. Is Micah already said, "I got a house here in Oxnard. I'm going to be there." He said, "I'm going to be there," and like I said in this interview, a lot of this basically was about Micah. But again, now we know that was it. T.J. Watt just signed his contract. Okay. So do we really think that Micah is really concerned? Because basically, either you pay him now or you're going to pay him later, but you're going to have to pay him. So again, listen to this interview as it was sounded as if Jerry's like, hey, now he did say this. He and I got to say this here. It was kind of like, what are you talking about? So basically, he was saying, um, oh, how did he say it? He said, Jerry said, if Belize, if we pay someone, we might not have them. What do you mean? So
Yeah,
you're saying if I pay them, he might get injured. So if that makes sense. If we pay them, we still might not, and which happened to Dak. We paid Dak and we didn't have Dak. So I don't know what their philosophy is on signing players, but again, in Micah Parsons' words, he said, "Hey, I'm going to be there. I have a house in Oxnard, so I will be there." So I don't think it's such a big deal because one way or the other, you know, he's agreed to be at the field, and I guess they'll take care of that sometime down the line. What do you think?
that's one of the reasons why I totally respect him, and I'm not real angry with what he's doing because he is like, look, I'm going to be there. I'm
Yeah.
going to, he might not be participating the way that he should, so forth and so on, but he's going to be on site. He's
Yeah.
going to be there with the team, which is, I mean, better than what happened with CD Lamb, in my opinion. CD Lamb wasn't even there.
Exactly.
So I respect him for it. I understand the whole situation of the money. I get it, but he is at least being a team sport, team player. He is showing up for his teammates, um, and that to me is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is true. And that's what they were talking about leadership. And again, I don't take it. I think Mike is probably the best player on this team. That's just where I see it. So with that being said, man, this training camp, I think this is going to be probably one of the most competitive training camps that we have seen in a long time. I mean, we can look at the running back room, we can look at the receiver room, looking at the third receiver, we can look at this cornerback room, we can look at the linebacker room. This is going to be a very competitive training camp. And that's why I hate I'm not there. So, how do you feel about this training camp this year?
We talked a couple weeks ago about the youth of this team and how they are having to truly compete for a position.
Yeah.
I think it is absolutely fantastic. I think one of the things that, for example, Kansas City Chiefs do really well is they actually play their starting players through the preseason, which is something
Mhm.
Dallas hasn't done for several years, right? So I think having the new coaching staff, the younger minded, the mentality of you get what you put in,
Right.
right? I like it. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have some great video, some great audio even of this training camp, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what it produces.
Exactly. I agree with you, Cliff, because I think basically this is going to be one of those camps where I'm not here to make friends because
No, yeah,
everybody's trying to make this 53-man roster. So it's not time to be making friends. I don't even think there's going to be unless you're somebody like, say, Dak or somebody like Micah to take the time out to coach the next man next to him. But I don't think you're going to see a lot of that. I mean, because this
I
is this,
I'm
this is
agreeing with you. We don't have as many true veterans as you would think of currently in this situation, right? That's the most tenured guy we have on the team.
Exactly.
So you have a lot of youth coming in this year, going into this
Mm.
training camp, and I think it's going to be. I think the training camp is listen for those people that listen and watch and everything. Don't come after me here. Just for the training camp, this is going to be something kind of majestic. I like the way they're going. Right, it's going to be special training camp. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's going to be a majestic season or anything like that.
Yeah. It's a
It's
training camp.
we're talking training camp, okay? But no, I like
Practice.
it, man. Yeah, right, right. We got playoffs, playoffs. Um,
Seriously. Yeah.
I'm yet again, fundamentals. Supposed
You,
to say
you freezing up. You freezing up, Cliff. You freezing up a little bit, but I know what you're saying. I'll kind of just hold it till you get back through. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly what this is going to be. When we're talking about training camp, that's why I'm a little upset with myself. Not getting on out there like I should have. But again, this is going to be very competitive. We got to figure out who's going to be this third receiver. I mean, we're talking about Jalen Tolbert. We're talking about. Oh my gosh, I got one, and I'm gonna hold on to that name. But there's a lot of guys that look at this running back room. We got a plethora of running backs, so it's going to be really, really competitive at all aspects of the game of this team anyway. So again, so with that being said, we have to figure out. Well, let's just kind of talk about it. Who do you think would be who would be one of your wild cards that you would pick, or you would kind of put out there that people probably want to put a little notice to?
well, when it comes to the receivers, people are going to have to take notice to George Pickens on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
You're fixing to find out
yeah,
that this dude is going to be if he is ever number one, he's going to show that he could be a number one because of Dallas and the way we throw the ball. Truly feel that. But someone to really look out for again is the kid we picked up from Texas. If
okay,
he can stop fumbling the ball, again, he's one fumble every 27 carries. If we can fix that, I'm not going to say he's got the Emmett Smith moves, but he can juke and jive some
yeah,
players out of their shoes, and he's got the speed.
yeah.
So that's for me. That's who I want to look out for. That's the biggest component right there is the running back Jaden Blue.
Yeah, and and I think he fits this scheme. We're talking about Clayton Adams and the type of scheme. We saw what he did with James Conner. James Conner he was
Mm-hmm.
a 4.6 guy in the 40, but the guy would gain 6-7 yards a carry. So I think Jaden Blue fit, and I think what he's and if you look at it, majority of these running backs that we do have, they're all scat back. So which is just the type of scheme I think this is what Clayton Adams is looking for. So yeah, and I can agree with you on that, but there's another kid that I think is going to be a wild card, and his name is Trayshawn Holden out of Oregon. He is a receiver. He went undrafted. He's a product of Junior Adams, the receivers coach. This kid is probably going to turn some heads. I'm not sure if he's going to actually make the team. If he does not, he'll definitely be on the practice squad. But this was a steal. Trayshawn Holden from Oregon that we picked up as an undrafted free agent. He is one that I think is going to be a wild card. So with that is one of my few. And then I'm gonna have to also say Jalen Morano Cropper. I like this kid. Out of all the players that I've researched, Jalen Morano Cropper is one that he's a yak. He's a yak receiver. He's just not a possession like Mingo and Flanoy. This guy actually takes the top off defense. So That's another name that I'm gonna throw out there that we might want to watch. So with that being said, who do you think that is on the bubble? Who do you think is on the bubble right now, and that we really have to kind of pay a coach close attention to?
Believe it or not, I think we're. You mentioned the name just a second ago that we picked up for a fourth round pick, and we haven't seen anything from.
Dang.
Uh,
Mm,
Mingo, listen, I think with the chance, I think Mingo could be a pretty decent three.
it's possible.
I really do.
It's possible. Okay, I think you're freezing up a little bit again, but yeah, Mingo is one that yeah, you freezing up a little bit on me, brother. But I think Mingo is one that basically could probably be a three receiver. But only reason I I can't I can't go with that is because the fact of that you just paid Cavante Turpin. Cavante Turpin, you just gave him. I mean, I don't think they paid him just to do special team. I think he'll be a part of some of the packages that Brian Schottenheimer would have in place for him. So it's going to be a battle, but I think Mingo he could be, but he could be a backup to Pickens, or he could be a backup to CD. CD, okay, there you go, there you are. Come on back in, brother. I see you. I'm winging it till you get situated.
Sorry, I was transitioning from one vehicle to another vehicle, and had to get in here real quick.
No, you're good. You're good. So go ahead and finish about Mingo. You were saying about Mingo.
Yeah, so for me, I think Mingo is going to be. Uh, we spent a fourth round pick for him, and we never got to use him. I would say he came for one game. If
Okay, my man is still going in and out. But and this is what Cliff. Let's see if I can get him back in. Yeah, he's
oh,
still. All right, I'm gonna keep winging it till you get it together, Cliff. I got it right now, so I'm watching you. So when you click in, I got you. So and when I understand what he's saying as far as Mingo. I mean, he's a big guy, and he could be used. I mean, he really could, but we'll just have to see. But this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the competition at every level. But I want to also talk about who could be on the bubble. Now we did talk about the bubble, but I'm going to say the biggest name that could be on the bubble is Mozzie Smith. I'm just saying, Mozzie Smith. I understand people are saying that it takes 3 to 5 years to get the thing together, but Greg Ellis said it best. He said, we want to be able to see his superpowers and things like that, but if he can't get it, might as well trade him. That's from Greg Ellis. He said that. Former defensive lineman that played here with the Cowboys. But again, it's just Mozzie is one that I just really feel that that's going to be a liability if he doesn't catch on. So this is the guy that's going to probably be on my list that could be on the bubble. We'll just have to see. And also, not only that, but if I have to use somebody else on the bubble, it would might. And I said that he would probably fit this offensive scheme, but is there room for him? I would love to see him to be a part of this offense in the backfield, but I'm talking about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is one that, he is a Connor Riley guy from Kansas State who knows his type of offense better than Deuce Vaughn. But again, he could be one of those that's on a bubble. So um, yeah, it's just something that I'm thinking that would probably hinder the Cowboys is Mozzie Smith, maybe Deuce, but I would love to really see Deuce be a part of this. But I want to get into before we get out of here, I want to get into some of these coaches. I know we know the main coach, we know Eberflus, we know Brian Schottenheimer and Clayton Adams and those individuals. But let's get into um, these guys that we only don't talk about. The first one is Junior. Let me get into one. Let's go to Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey has 12 years with the in the league rather. So basically, he also was a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. A little bit about a brief coaching career about Ken Dorsey. He spent a brief time the quarterback coach for Lakewood Ranch Mustang High School. Anyway, but anyways, playing career, although not highly touted when he came out of high school, Dorsey would eventually become the winningest quarterback in University of Miami history. He posted a record of 38 and 2 as a team starting quarterback. Okay, so yeah, look like yeah, he is the pass game specialist. Give it up for Ken Dorsey. Then after that, we have Junior Adams. I know we all kind of know a little bit about Junior Adams, but his first year with the Cowboys. But he's also was um he had something. Well, let me see where it is right here. After graduating from Montana State, Adams became the wide receiver coach for the university from 2004 to 2006. After 2 years as a coach for Prosser High School. Um, what else they got on him about here? So, yeah, he was actually at Oregon at one time. But yeah, he is the wide receiver coach. Okay, so give it up for Junior Adams. Are you back, Cliff? No, Cliff is not back yet. But then you have who else I got on here? Derek Foster. Derek Foster is the running back coach. Okay, he in 2011, Foster reached out to Valdosta State University offensive coordinator. He also basically was a American football coach. He would earned a scholarship at Southwest Baptist University and transitioned from running back to wide receiver. Okay, so he is our running back coach. So give it up for Derek Foster. And we also have Connor Riley, which we talked about. Connor Riley. We got Steve Shimko. Steve Shimko is the quarterback coach, and Lunda Wells. He's been with the Cowboys for a while, so he's the tight end coach. Going into the defensive side of the ball, we know about Matt Eberflus. Also, another name that stood out was Dave Borganzi. He's 14 years. He's also one that has spent a lot of time with defensive um, coordinator Matt Eberflus. Then we have who else we got? The secondary coach, David Overstreet the second. He has 8 years. Then we have the defensive line coach, Aaron Whitecotton, which he also came from the Jets as well. So, yeah, that is our defensive line coach. But I don't know if you guys see this, but Darian Thomas. Did anybody remember Darian Thomas? Thompson, I'm sorry. He actually played for the Cowboys. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, he was actually a safety or cornerback. I think it was safety, but he actually spent time here with the Cowboys. So yeah, so I just kind of want to give you kind of an idea of who these other coaches are. We got a Tenzel Smart, which he's a defensive system quality control coach. We have Andre Curtis. We have Brian Bing as assistant defensive line coach, and some other guys that we have. So this is the whole coaching staff, and like I said, we all know about the main coaches, but I just want to kind of give you an insight on who the other coaches that plays a part with the Dallas Cowboys. Give it up. But anyway, so here we are. Here we are, guys. Training camp is here. You've heard the audio of what two businessmen had to say as supposedly coaches for the Cowboys, but we did also hear from Brian Schottenheimer, and I didn't get a chance to share what Brian Schottenheimer said, but Brian Schottenheimer did say something. He said this. He said, it's going to be a physical training camp. What Brian Schottenheimer said. He said it's going to be a physical training camp. Something to look forward to. And they will be scrimmaging against the Rams in a few weeks. So that's going to be something to see. But yeah, this is what we got. Here we are, 2025 training camp for the Dallas Cowboys. I'll be bringing you more information, more news, more updates, more rumors. When I get the news, you'll get the news. So Like I always say, this is news that you can use. Straight barbershop talk, and we're unapologetic about anything that we say. So we give thanks for everybody that has joined and watched this video and watched the show with us tonight. We thank you, and do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, the subscription button, and hit the notification bell so you will also be notified when the next video is posted. Now, like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. Deuces.